Hi, I'm Lisa from sewnlife.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this bag. It folds up into itself like this, and you just release the popper and it opens out to be this really cute bag. Now it's actually reversible, so you have a really nice inside that you can actually turn, and if you fancy a change you can use it that way. So let's get on into the tutorial, and I'll show you all the steps so that you can make your own. I'm going to show you how to make your own pattern here. I'm going to make it as simple as I can. This is 2 pieces of paper sellotaped together, a big piece of A3 paper, well, 2 pieces of A3 paper. So basically the length of this is 70 centimetres and the width of this is 24 centimetres. So that's the first thing that you start with, okay? And then what you're going to do is draw in these lines. So this is the strap here and this is the body. So this first section you're going to draw across 7 centimetres and up 27 centimetres. This one is across 8 centimetres and up 25 centimetres. Okay, the width across here is 24 centimetres. Right, and then what you're going to do is you're going to round off by hand the 3 corners. So this one, so you're just going to round that off there, round that off there, and then also down here, round this corner off here. Okay, now you'll see here this says fold, so along here this is actually going to be folded on the fabric. So what that means is this will be doubled in size, so it'll be like that on the fold. So when it's cut out, it will be that much and then that much again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out these sections now, and I'm going to include the rounded bits. Okay, so I've got my bag shape here now, and what I want to do is take that and cut it out on my 2 pieces of fabric. So I've pinned this onto the fabric, and you can see it's doubled over, and this is the fold line. Okay, so you must get the fold line in the right place. It doesn't matter if you cut it out with right sides or wrong sides together. Okay, so we're going to cut out 2 exact same shapes. Okay, so I have one piece, and then I also have my other piece. So there we have the first piece. Now that it's folded out, you can see it in its full size. And then here's the second piece that is exactly the same. So we've got 2 identical pieces now in the body fabric. And then what we need to do is exactly the same process for the lining fabric. So we've now got 2 lining pieces and 2 body pieces. Okay, so this next step is really simple, but I would recommend you do it. It's really easy, and it just takes it to the next level. We're going to add some straps here, 2 straps on the outside of the bag that will allow it to be folded up into itself. Right, so I've used a very thin fabric here, like a thin cotton for the inside and the outside, but you might be using a different fabric that might be thicker than this, but and that's the only reason for measuring it here. So I'm going to fold both of those sides in. So I've got all of my pieces here, all 4 pieces. Then I'm going to fold in the straps and fold it again. And then I'm just going to fold this into 3. So 1, 2. So it's got 3 sections there. And all I want to do now is measure around this. And this actually measures like 24 centimetres. Right, so I need 24 centimetres of width around there, but then I also need to add 8 centimetres on, and that is to take account of the poppers and the seams putting it inside. So I actually need 24 plus 8, which is 32. So I need 32 centimetres of strap. I've cut this in half. Okay, and this is 6 centimetres. So I've got these 2 pieces that are going to create the straps. And what I'm going to do with each piece is I'm going to fold in like a good centimetre that side, a centimetre that side. I've actually pressed these a minute ago. And then I'm going to fold that in half. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to top stitch down there. Okay, and I'll do that with both of them, and then what they will do is they will both create the strap that I'm going to use to tie this up. Okay, so both the straps are sewn now, and what you're going to do now is fold over the edge about sort of 3 centimeters, press it with your finger, and then turn this last bit over as well by about 1/2 centimeter, so that you create a little square. And what you're going to do is you're going to sew there, there, there and there, all 4 sides, and then that's where the popper's going to go. So do that to both of the sides. Both of the ends are sewn now, but what you want to do is attach a popper or a press stud or a velcro at the end so that they can be secured. So these ends are going to go into the bag, and they are going to have one end sit on top of the other. Now what I want to do is turn that over, look, so I want my popper there to sit like that, so you can't see the sort of folded over bit on either side. So I'm going to put a popper in here and a popper in here so that that can shut, and then the bag will fold up inside of there. Okay, so I've got this implement, it's actually called an owl, and it's got a sharp point at the end, and what this does is it creates the hole that these are going to go into. So I'm just going to go by eye into the middle of this fabric and push it through. I want to make sure it doesn't hit on my fingers, okay, and just go all the way through, can you see? And then pull it out again. I've got my hole there. I'm going to do exactly the same in the other one. Find the center spot, go all the way through and pull it out again. Okay, and then I'm just going to line them up so that I can see where they're going to sit. So they're going to sit like that. So I want to put the top in there. It's quite a few bits of fabric for it to go through. Okay, and then I turn it over and I put that on there, and then I just take this implement, and this is just literally going to squash it. So put it like that. I just literally squash. There we go. There's the popper, it's the first one, and then do the same with the second one, and then that should, let's see, hopefully fit on there. Yes. Okay, so that's going to be our popper. So, and that's going to go on the outside of the bag. Now you're going to position these straps, and it's going to go inside this bag. So it needs to be in line with this handle. So in the middle of the handle, so go all the way down, and it's going to sit inside, the right sides together. There. Okay, so now I'll just move it over a little bit. There we go. So I'm just going to pin that in place. There we go. Right sides together. We're going to sew all around this outside edge, and when you get here to the strap, just go over that a couple of times, and then also do exactly the same with the lining as well. So sew all around the outside edge. There you go, right sides together. So I'm going to use about a 1 centimetre seam allowance, and as always go backwards and forwards at the beginning and at the end just to secure it. Now that the edge is sewn all the way around, what we're going to do is just cut in around these corners. So you're just going to very gently and carefully cut around this curve. You don't cut into the stitching, and this is just so that when it is turned inside out, it will just lie flat. Okay, probably about every sort of centimetre, just where it's curved. And do exactly the same on the lining. Right, so you've got the lining and the body both sewn all around the outsides now. So you're going to leave the body as it is, and the lining you're going to take and you're going to turn that inside out. Okay, and then the lining is going to go, this lining is going to go inside the bag. Put that in and attach it at the sides. That's one side. I always find it's easier if you sort of anchor it at both edges or both sides, and then it sort of falls in place a little bit better. That's one side. The other side, and then you can get hold of it, give it a shake, ready for the next stage. Okay, so the next stage, what you're going to do is essentially you're going to attach these sort of rounded sections together. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to stop where it goes straight. So the straight bit is not going to be sewn. So if we pin, so there, and there, okay, is where you're going to stop. So around there, and the same on this side as well. So where it straightens off. Okay, so pin this. Okay, and then turn it over and do exactly the same. Carry on up to there. So we're going to go around there and around there. So it's all the curvy bits basically. We have got these edges also now. So we've got round this edge, these two inner bits and this outer bit as well. Okay, so all the curved areas are sewn. It's only these top straps that are not sewn. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to cut notches in the curved area, not into the stitching, and that is simply so that the same as we did earlier, once it's turned inside out it will just sit nice and flat, just gives it a better finish. Right, the next step is we're going to turn it inside out. Now it's a bit of a faff compared to normal, where you'll leave a space in the side and go through there. You can't do it on this, and that is to do with the fact that this will eventually be in a circle and you wouldn't be able to get in there. So we're going to have to do it this way. So what you're going to do is pick one of your straps, makes no difference which one, and then the whole bag gets turned inside through the strap. Now give it a bit of a shake to help it out. Ooh. Woohoo. Now don't forget the 4 straps. Push this bag inside. So we'll iron everything in a bit, don't worry about that. So let's just push it inside. You can see, look, we've got our strap here. It's really cute. Okay, and okay, so next we need to deal with the straps. So what we are going to do now is we're going to, with these straps, we're going to fold them under on both sides so that they sit nicely one on top of the other, so that we can then top stitch all the way round. Right, so the way that I find it best to do it is pick one of your sides. So I'm just going to pick the lining and iron that. Okay, so iron the fold over on both sides. and then do the top. So take one side at a time. Sometimes it can be a bit fiddly if you try and do both at the same time. So take your one side, just check it's sort of roughly folded over the right amount. So check your one side and line that up. And just iron that side in place. Don't worry about the other side. So just iron that in place there. Okay. Then I like to put a couple of pins in, just so it doesn't move around. Just check it's, yeah, still on top of each other. And then what I'm now going to do is I'm now going to just carefully fold this second side over. And I'm just going to do it with my finger, and I find that it's just easier to do it that way in that sequence. Okay, so that's good. And then once I've got that ready, I can then iron there. Yeah. Okay, so that's the next one. So I'm going to do that same process on all of them. What you need to do now is check that these are both exactly the same length. So if you see when we turn them over, they're not quite the same length. So what I'm going to do is just very carefully cut them so that they are. So the next stage is that we are going to start to attach these handles. So we're going to take these two outside handles, put them right sides together. We're going to undo what we've just done, and we are going to sew across there. Okay, so we're going to do that to that one. We're then going to do the same to the lining. Okay, and then turn over. Same for this one. Across there. And same for this lining. Okay, all right, so we'll take that over to the machine now. Okay, so the handles are coming together. I've got one inside the other, so lining inside there, the lining inside there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to top stitch them together. So first of all, I'm going to top stitch the inside here, and then the other inside there. And then I'm going to do one huge round of top stitching all the way around that continues all the way around there. So before we top stitch though, what we need to do is pin them back into place. So they've already been ironed in place, and this is where you find out how accurate you've been. So go all the way around, pin them in place, and just check. And then this is the time, if it all fits, fantastic, but if you need to do some adjustments, you know, you can get your iron back out, you can change things on the sewing machine if you need to. Okay, so it's all pinned and it all matches up. Okay, so what we're going to do now is start the top stitching. Just remember that this is a reversible bag, so you'll be able to use that side as well. So we want it to look as nice on both sides. So top stitch as close to the edge as you can, probably sort of 2 millimeters, I would say. And just take it slowly, and that's it. So, ta-da! That is finished. All that's left to do now is give it an iron. So, there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it inside out and iron the lining first. This is where it starts looking even more lovely. Turn it round, and now we're going to iron the right side. Right, now let's test the strap. So, let's fold it in half, fold the sides in, fold the handle in, And again, fold that into 3. And then let's wrap this round. Perfect. So you can then keep that in your bag, handbag, suitcase, anything you need. It's lovely. So I really appreciate you spending your time with me, and I hope that you've enjoyed making this bag, and I hope yours looks lovely as well. I've got lots of other videos that I think that you will really love, so hop on over to the next one and I'll see you there. Take care. Bye.